Welcome to Beyond Sports. No, that's not how I did it. See, it's lost. Um, Tim Knaus, PV, Rick. Yeah, whichever way he is.
Yeah. Tim is somewhere.
Myself,
We know Tim
Samuel,
is somewhere, and they will be
Fake.
able to see him.
he
You
is
see
there.
him.
That's true.
NBA Finals. You know what? You know most about basketball. You go.
No, but I mean, I agree with like the majority of what you were saying there. I mean, like it's obviously Steph's your major contributor. You're expecting the majority of the points out of your
Right.
Steph Curry. But if
He's
you're
done
not
that.
getting
He's been the
that
MVP, but
that uplift from Andrew Wiggins, like
Wiggins,
it is a
yes.
completely different story. And I mean, yeah, I mean, the fun story is to put Steph as the front runner for the MVP. Like he's playing out of his mind offensively. But if he has another game, if his game 6 is similar to his game 5, and Andrew Wiggins goes out there and his game 6 is similar to his game 5 and game 4,
right.
we could have an
You see
Iggy
that
Dolan
again.
situation. We could have a more because he's putting up more offense than Iggy did when Iggy stole the MVP, and he's doing comparable defensively.
I know,
Obviously, he's not holding LeBron James to 35 points a night, but he's holding.
Steph's got his 40-point game.
Yeah.
In this, you know, he's gone out there and just taken control and like, I mean, game 4, he won that game almost on his own. Like, I'm not saying Wiggins again stepped up there.
boards,
Wiggins was huge.
Yeah.
Wiggins has been that X factor for him.
Was that the
That
game or was that
Iggy-
game 5 where Wiggins had like a crazy amount of rebounds?
Both games.
Both,
both
Game
games.
games.
4, he
did
had
great.
16. Game 5, he had 13.
Okay, yeah.
Game 3, he had the.
So he was still producing on game 4. It's just
Yeah,
he didn't
yeah,
have
yeah.
as many points.
He was what they needed to do though. When they lost in game 3, you were like, you just got beat out on under the board all day. Like you couldn't rebound. You know, you weren't as physical and they just kind of beat you up.
Yeah.
You know, the Celtics were just like, size does still matter in the NBA. And then Warriors, to their credit, responded, and a big response, the biggest response was Wiggins.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, and that's Wiggins' second career back-to-back double-double was game 4 and 5. Like, think about
There
that.
you
He's
go.
had double-doubles throughout his career, not knocking it, but
And
throughout his career, he's only
showed
had
up.
back-to-back double-doubles one time before this postseason. Before this
Wow.
game of the finals, that's huge. Like,
you got to give it to him. I mean, from a guy who is being called a flop, you know,
that, and then people saying that he didn't deserve to be an all-star starter this season, but
right, to show up like this in the biggest games of his career,
yeah,
back-to-back games now to do what he's done.
it's important to know
Gotta
that
give it to the guy.
environment matters. I mean, like,
Yeah, and team and coach and like all those things that
I mean, you're in Minnesota. It's not that he
should seem obvious.
I'm not going to say Andrew Wiggins hates Minnesota, anything like that. He's from Canada, so he's used to that colder environment. But I mean, like, Minnesota's not a winning environment.
No.
Not at all. I mean, there's no winning. That's not
It's not that it can't be. They just don't have the right people.
Yeah, I
running
mean,
the show.
they didn't have the right people in place, even when they had Tibbs as a coach. I mean, it just
Right.
didn't feel, even with Jimmy Butler, I was like, you know, that was a reason Jimmy Butler won it out.
Yeah.
Even they made the postseason, all that, but Jimmy Butler was still like, yo, I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
Get me out of here. And it had a lot to do with, you know, the
How it
way
was
that
being
they
ran.
coddle their superstar. It's, you know, like Wiggins was guilty of receiving the coddling, but it's kind of a Ben Simmons situation. You want to pay a guy who has obvious flaws in his game the max amount of money. He's not going to be a dumbass and decline. He's going to say, oh, you want to give me that money? Thank you very
I'll take
much.
that
I
money.
will accept
Yeah.
that money.
But
And
then
then-
he may not live up to that money.
And then you've already set in place a precedence with this guy. What you've done to this point is worth this amount of money to me. So here you go. And now we're going to ask you to do more money we're going to ask you to do more work to improve your craft whenever we already gave you the max because we felt you were worth the max.
mean,
Yeah,
It's incentivizing. We're going to give you more money. Also improve a little.
maybe say
Also do
improve a
well.
little and then we'll give you this money. I mean,
You're right. You shouldn't, if you're a team, you shouldn't give a guy the max if you aren't already seeing his max, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, it's just not smart team wise.
no, really not.
But
There's
yeah,
gotta be,
yeah. And as they say, like, you want to pay a player for what he will do, not what he hasn't, although you can only base it on what he has done. So that's
yeah, I mean,
never
like,
understood reasoning.
yeah, you want to those that young in their career. Yeah, you're right. You want to look at what they could become, and you expect them to do that. But I mean, it's hard.
But you don't know. Nothing's a guarantee.
Yeah, it's hard to
So-
sit there and say, I got all this money guaranteed right here for what I've already done. Do I
Yeah,
want-
it's not necessarily. Yeah, it's not like it's not a guarantee shit show thing like Deshaun Watson, say the Browns paying him $230 million when he has 22 allegations against him. It's not like blatant, like, why the hell did you do that? But
That's just how they structure all their big contracts. I mean,
that's just something
very
how the Browns
typical.
do it.
If you were to look at any Cleveland Browns, no, wait, actually, don't do that. You're going to find that they light their asses off.
Apparently.
I mean, they don't.
They 100% seem to be standing behind him too.
They said after cases 23 and 24 were nothing had changed. They aren't going to take away his money or anything. So let's go ahead and condone that type of behavior and put him out in front of the press. And hey, he's getting his face out around the community a lot. He's making sure to get out there, and
He's getting his face out there a lot, that's for sure.
he's living his life as if nothing had ever happened. Going to the movies, out to dinner, going
Yeah.
bowling.
Yeah, why not?
Just the stuff you like to hear about a person with 26 sexual misconduct allegations out against them.
Allegation, all allegedly.
They are all allegations, but that's a lot of smoke for there to be no fire.
Yeah.
He just liked a new girl each time, guys.
Yeah, I mean,
To work on his body, that is. And to maybe,
the thing
if
that
they were feeling it, and he was feeling it, just why not at the end a little extra? That's all
but it was always 100% consensual.
consensual. But he didn't pay extra for it either. To be clear, he paid for a
Deshaun
massage.
Watson, they were begging him to do it.
And then, by the end of it, these girls were like, please, Deshaun, let me jerk you off. I love jerking dudes off.
Can you please, for the love of God, throw semen at me? Can you just do that for me? I really need you to do that.
I have
Deshaun,
multiple clips to go off of, like
Deshaun was-
sound bites. No, I'm just kidding.
Deshaun was in no way looking for this by going to unlicensed masseuses that he found on like fucking Instagram, TikTok.
Who doesn't love a guy who supports local business?
Yeah.
That's all
Yeah.
he was doing. He wanted to
Supporting his
support the
local girls.
community. That's his way of giving
Yes,
back.
I know. You would think that he may have found one girl in particular. If he was on the up and up with this, maybe one girl in particular that he liked to go back to. But no, just kept moving on for some reason. Never really
Spread the wealth.
spread.
Spread the wealth.
Yeah.
There's so much love to give and money to give.
Right. Exactly. All these girls be lucky enough to jerk off to Deshaun Watson
Yeah.
free of charge.
Hey, you're an esthetician that you can rub a mean back.
Hey, thanks for watching this week's Beyond Sports.